shine so bright, beaming in the night. Lay down your worries, you are not behind. I know how it feels to wonder why you're not where you want to be in life. Hello everyone, welcome back to PalominoIntuitive. Thank you all so much for joining me on today's reading. Now don't worry, your brightness is not messed up. I have this reading dimly lit on purpose because I don't know, I like this lighting for this reading. This reading I feel like it's pretty chill, you know, so I like the dim light, okay? Didn't want to make it too bright or anything today. Today I'm just here for a quick reading for everyone, for the collective, so this reading can resonate with, there's no piles to pick. This reading, if you felt called to watch this reading and you're already here, then this reading is likely going to resonate with you in one way or another, okay? Now do keep in mind that because this reading is so general, everything I say will not probably resonate with you, and that's okay. Trust your intuition and, you know, take what resonates with you and leave what does not, okay? So yeah, other than that, just go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment down below once you're done watching, letting me know how it resonated with you. And other than that, let's just go ahead and get into it. If you're interested in booking a personal reading, you can do so down below. You can also find my TikTok and my Twitter, where I post readings on there as well, down below. So this reading is going to be centered on what do we need to know going into 2022. Well, even though we're already in 2022, it's only the third day when I'm recording this. So, you know, what do we need to know, or what do we need to have in our spiritual toolbox, our mental toolbox for this year? And then we also have a couple of self-care cards to know how we can take care of ourselves this year. So if you're a returning subscriber, then hello, welcome back. And if this is your first time watching my channel, then hello, welcome on in. I always pre-shuffle the cards before we get on camera, but I don't look at any of them. So today we have 6 oracle cards in total. And then we have 3 main tarot cards and then 3 clarifying cards. So I'm going to do this reading just like I would do any of my other readings. And then at the end, we're going to pull an oracle card together on camera for the final message, okay? So let's look into it. What does Spirit want us to know going into and continuing the year 2022? So the first card that we have is the 7 of Cups in reverse. Next, we have the 8 of, the 8 of Voices, the 8 of Swords in reverse. And then we also have the Moon in reverse. So something that I feel like is important for us to know going into this year and continuing the rest of this year is that we are not limited, okay? I feel like that's really what I'm getting here, is that we are not limited. We are not our emotions. We are not our thoughts. We are not our mistakes. We are not our misunderstandings. We are not the things that confuse us or the things that make us feel less about ourselves, or the things that cause us to be insecure or to doubt ourselves. I feel like with this message here, like Spirit wants to communicate that we have a lot more freedom than we have given ourselves credit for in the past. We have a lot more strength. We have a lot more decisiveness. We have a lot more control over our reality than we did in the past, and that we allowed ourselves to recognize that we did in the past. And so something that we're wanting to take into 2022 is the confidence, the courage, okay, to know that we are in control. This is probably, I feel like for a lot of us, 2021 was a year that showed us in which ways we had control. And I feel like 2021 was a year where we had opportunities, but we oftentimes got into our own way because of, like I said, doubts, insecurities, limitations, things like that. Pessimism, negative thinking. And I think that in 2022, Spirit really wants us to get out of our own way and begin to take action. And even though we don't have any wands here, I do feel like the main goal or the main message here is to take action. I feel like 2022 is a action taking year. And the reason why these cards are brought up is because the things that prevent us from taking action are the things that are usually within our mental, our emotional self, and our subconscious mind, which the moon represents, okay? So I definitely feel like for everyone, it's important to reflect upon the things that cause you to get into your own way. So for example, I'll share some of mine. I know that I have a lot of people-pleasing tendencies, and I actually had a dream last night which reflected this to me in an interesting way. So I have a lot of people-pleasing tendencies, and one of those tendencies is to not speak up for myself, like a lot of people that deal with people-pleasing have. But I also have this thing where I feel guilty for being recognized. I feel guilty for getting attention. I feel guilty for making a lot of money. I feel guilty for people being nice to me and people treating me kindly, because I feel like I don't know, I kind of have, there's this subconscious thing here with this moon card where, you know, it's just people. I think I've grown up around a lot of people who made it seem, who had jealous spirits. And so, you know, I was taught that it was greedy to want more. I was taught that it was greedy to enjoy attention, or that it was greedy to enjoy money, or to enjoy being treated kindly by people. I was taught that those things made someone a bad person. And so with me not wanting to be a bad person, every time I get something good in my life, it makes me feel guilty, and then therefore I will subconsciously reject it, right? And one of the ways that I saw this, like I said, this came to me in a dream last night, which I don't mind sharing with you guys. I have always liked long hair. I think as most women, not all of course, but most women do tend to like and want long hair for themselves, right? Every time my hair has started to get long, I always either cut it or I will put it into locks, which if you've ever had locks, you know that when you lock your hair, it makes it look a lot shorter than it truly is. So even when my hair has been really long before, it didn't look like it because I had it in a style where it looked short, right? And so recently, you guys don't see me, you guys, I'll probably show myself on this page eventually, but I recently had locks and I combed them out because I'm like, you know what? I've always wanted my hair to be long, and every time it got long, I did something to it to self-sabotage it. So this time I'm just gonna grow my hair out and just not let anything get in the way of that. And so I literally had a dream, and I just started this growth journey. So my hair at this point is probably around armpit length because I just cut it last March and now it's growing back. So it's at about armpit length now. And I know if I continue with my hair care routine and just, you know, be patient and just wait, in a couple years, my hair will be down my back, right? Because I've done this before. So I had a dream where my hair, I guess it was a few years from now, my hair was long. It was to my butt. And part of the dream was me enjoying the dream. Like when I was by myself, I enjoyed my hair and I thought, oh, my hair is so pretty. It's so long and la, 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 la. And then once a family member came around me, I immediately felt guilty for having long hair and felt like, and for the rest of the dream, I put my hair up in a bun because the family member who I came across, they did not have long hair. And just in that small instance, even over hair, it showed me that I feel bad for getting the things that I actually want. I feel bad for getting the things that I desire, and so I subconsciously pushed them away. I loved my hair until I was around someone who didn't have the hair that I had, and because they might have looked at me and felt jealous or felt envious, even though that was not my fault, I made it my responsibility to make them feel more comfortable by hiding my hair and wearing it in a bun and not showing its length, even though I really wanted to. And so that's just an example of something for me personally that I have decided to leave behind, because I don't have to feel guilty for getting the things that I desire. I don't have to feel guilty for having nice things or for loving myself or for getting attention or any of those things. And those things will actually help me to progress, to be the person that I want to be in life and to achieve the goals that I want to achieve. So for this, for you guys, it could be the same thing or it could be something different, where there's some type of subconscious belief that you have that is preventing you from giving your desires and your goals your full effort and attention, because you might feel guilty for something. You might feel like you're not worthy of something. You may feel like it makes you a bad person to desire something or to want something. And again, what the message here is that those things are not true. Those things are subconscious beliefs that are limiting you, that probably came from someone else. Especially also with the 7 of Cups here in reverse. I think another thing that Spirit wants us to release and to keep in mind for 2022 is that a lot of the things that we believe about ourselves that are negative are projections from other people. So again, with my recent example about me feeling guilty for having nice things or for loving myself, for having long hair or being beautiful or anything like that, the reason that I felt bad about that is because people who were jealous or envious of me projected their feelings onto me. Or in that could have been, that's my case with being a woman and, you know, having beauty or things that are deemed as beautiful, right? But this could be in your case where, let's say that you make more money than someone else and you feel bad for making that amount of money because, oh, there's people that are homeless or there's people that are broke or poor. That is not your fault. So I really feel the need to bring in this guilty thing. So because I feel like some people who may resonate with this reading may have that, where you like subconsciously feel guilty for having nice things because you see other people who don't have those things and you feel like it's kind of your responsibility to make them feel good about themselves, or your responsibility to, you know, not rub it in their face. But there's a difference between being boastful and bragging about something, knowing that somebody else doesn't have that, and simply enjoying what you have, okay? And it actually is showing grace and gratefulness to the universe, to your spirit, to your God, and to yourself to enjoy something that you were blessed with, okay? So that's something that I wanted to say. I also feel like I'm picking up on people feeling limited here. That's something that I'm getting. And this may have to do, for some of you, I feel like this may have to do with race or like a financial or social class that you come from, where it's like you feel like, or not that you even feel like, but you have been projected onto you. You've internalized other people's projections that you can't do something because of your skin color, or you're gonna have a harder time doing something because of the type of financial class or background that you come from. For some of you, this has to do with the pandemic that we're dealing with right now. And people feeling like, or projecting onto you like, oh, you shouldn't go outside, or oh, you shouldn't meet that person, or you shouldn't pursue that thing because there's more important things to do right now, or that's not important right now. Like anything like that, don't allow other people's projections to limit you, okay? In 2022, let's go ahead and look into the clarifying cards. So first we have the Eight of, wow, what the freak? We have the Eight of Swords in reverse again. So Spirit is definitely saying, and I love the fact that they're both in reverse, because this card is a card, speaking of limitation, clearly in both of these pictures, the person is bound, okay? They're bound, they're restrained. And so when this card comes out upright, that usually means that you are not physically, but you're currently being bound and mentally limited. But with them both in reverse, that shows that we are overcoming this, okay, in 2022. We know that we're not limited. We know that we have free minds, that we can overcome, that we can release any beliefs, thoughts, or mindsets that are not helping us, and we can replace them with new ones that will help us to grow in the right direction, okay? So next we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. And then we have the Ten of Swords. So with this Knight of Wands in reverse and this Ten of Swords here, again, like I was saying in the beginning, even though there's not a wand, I kind of knew when I said that there would be at least one wand in these three cards. Sorry, y'all, I'd be adjusting myself. But I knew that these things were ultimately getting to the message was ultimately to not allow these things to prevent us from taking action. And with this Knight of Wands in reverse here, I can see that in the past, all of these different things have stopped us from taking action. I personally know that I'm not gonna just say I wasted the year, because the year taught me a lot of lessons, like with this Ten of Swords here, but I did. There were a lot of things in 2021 that I said I wanted to, but I didn't because I was doubtful of myself. Like, for example, I don't talk too much about myself on this channel, but I guess I want to be more personal with you guys today. I am someone who's very creative, and I want to get into creative writing. I used to write ebooks and things like that for my spiritual channels, and I haven't written an ebook, and I don't think I wrote one at all last year. I think the last book that I wrote was at the end of 2020, and if I did write a book, no, I really don't think. I think the last book I wrote was at the end of 2020. So I didn't write any books, and I also am very much into music, and I want to create more spiritual music that is still a vibe. Like, I'm personally Black, if you guys couldn't tell, and so with my culture, hip hop and R&B is very popular, but the actual messages and the music itself, like the instruments, the beats, the cadence, the melodies are all great, but the actual message in the music is pretty toxic right now, if you ask me. And so I want to create music that still has that sound that we all love, but has a better message. And that's something that I've kind of been asleep on, you know? Like, I haven't gone to the studio, I haven't been writing, because part of me just feels like, oh, it's not going to go anywhere, so why even try, you know? But the theme song for this video is actually, I wrote that and I recorded it. That was the first song that I ever did that with. And I have more songs that I need to go to the studio. So it's like, this year, I'm gonna take action on that. I can't keep allowing my past or limiting beliefs or other people's projections to stop me from taking action. And with this Eight of Swords here twice, that's really clearly showing, you know, that it's all within our mind. The limitations are all within our mind. There's nothing physically actually stopping us from achieving the things that we want to achieve and moving in the right direction that we want to go through. And with this Ten of Swords here, with the clarifying and right next to this Knight of Wands, I'm seeing that this is coming to an end. You know, Spirit is putting an end to this. So what you need to know in 2022 is to put an end to the procrastination, put an end to the limiting beliefs, put an end to other people's projections, and put an end to the subconscious thing, the things that are hiding deep within our subconscious minds that are allowing us to submit to all of these limitations and false projections and insecurities and doubts and things like that. So like I said, 2022 is a year of, I think, deep reflection and action taking. Deep reflection in the sense of figuring out what happened in your childhood, what happened in your past, what did your parents tell you or teach you, or what did that one bully in school say to you that made you doubt yourself? And then once you figure that out, then it becomes easier to ignore those thoughts or to release those thoughts and reprogram your mind with better thoughts that help you to take action, okay, and help you put an end to that cycle of stagnancy, okay? So let's look into the oracle cards. So the first cards that we have here, I'm gonna look into these first. So first we have, God is your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith opens the doorway to receive. In God, there is no lack or limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. So God, Spirit, the universe wants us to know in 2022 that we have options, okay, that we are abundant. With the Seven of Cups here, this card can represent knowing, having options and having a lot of goals and having a lot of desires and having a lot of different ways that you could go. But with it being in reverse, it could signify confusion and feeling like you don't have anywhere to go or feeling like you don't have options, okay? And so this is a reminder that we do have options, that we are always abundant, okay? Next, we have deservingness. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. So this is another message about, like I said, knowing that you deserve whatever it is that you desire. Because I think that a lot of people, I don't know, I think that there's this like agenda right now that teaches people that wanting more is a bad thing. And I don't agree with that at all. How can you say that wanting more is a bad thing while also believing that the universe is abundant? Those two beliefs can't coexist. If you feel like people should just accept whatever they have and nobody should ever want more, then you must also believe that there is a lack. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like everybody's abundant, then what's the issue with wanting more? It wouldn't be. The only thing that's considered, you only get considered greedy for wanting more of something that is limited, right? It's like if you're a kid and you're asking for your third serving of food, but your parents might not be able to afford that much food, and so there's not that much to go around. That's when you're being greedy, you know, because you're trying to keep eating and eating when everyone else hasn't had their fair share, or we don't have much left. But if you go to a buffet and there's just endless food, nobody's going to call you greedy for wanting a third plate. If anything, they're going to expect you to get more because it's so much there, you know? So think of life as being a buffet, and with there being so many options and limitless options, okay? That will help you. That will help anyone who feels unworthy or who feels guilty about wanting more. That will help you to come out of that, okay? And I need to hear that from myself, okay? I need to start. This is why I like doing these readings, because I read myself in the process. I need to start looking at life like a buffet because I know that definitely applies to me. Okay, and then last but not least, we have cooperation instead of competition. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. Okay, so another thing that I'm getting with this message is that I think in 2022, Spirit wants us to focus on collaborating instead of comparing. Even though this says competition, I think the competition is a lot of times on a subconscious level with this moon here. And I love how the sun is just changing the lighting mood, you know, a little bit every couple of minutes. But Yeah, I think the competition comes from a subconscious comparison where we're comparing ourselves to people that we're seeing online. We're comparing ourselves to, someone else's follower count, or how many likes somebody got, or how often somebody else gets their hair done, or how, it seems like this person makes all this money, or it seems like this person has the perfect relationship. And when we do that, we create a sense of competition with someone else who could really help us, and we neglect our own lives and our own ability to take action. When you're comparing yourself to someone else, you're not taking action in your own life. I actually wrote this in my journal on New Year's Eve, and I was actually talking about this with my friends last night, that the difference for me in what I perceive it as, the difference between someone who perceives someone else's success as motivation and a person who perceives someone else's success, or motivating or inspiring, should I say, and someone who perceives someone else's success as feeling like they want to compare themselves, or feeling like, oh, I don't have that, or becoming jealous or envious, is the choice. The people who see someone else succeed and think to themselves, I can do that, let me do that, let me take action, those people see it as inspiring, right? The people who see someone else's success and tell themselves that they could never have that, or they don't have access to that, or there's something wrong with them as to why they can't get this, or this person just had it so easy, those are the kind of people that start to become jealous or envious. So you really want to remember that, again, really believe in abundance, really believe that you have options this year, believe that you are capable, you are worthy, and stop comparing yourself to other people, okay? And if you do come across someone who you do feel like is more successful than you, or they have things that you would like but you may not have at the moment, choose to see them as inspiration, choose to see them as motivation. A lot of times the people that we become jealous of because we feel like they have something that we don't have, little do we know, if we just saw them as inspiration instead and simply asked them, hey, could you give me a tip on how you achieved that? Could you give me a tip on how you were able to get this job? Or can you give me a tip on how you were able to make this amount of money? Or can you give me a tip on, how you dress like that? Can you give me a tip on how you're able to maintain a healthy relationship? You could actually learn from these people and then implement their advice into your own life and take action. And then you will look up a year or two from now and you have what you wanted at that time that you thought they had it and you didn't. You know what I'm saying? So let's focus on growth, and let's focus on ourselves, and instead of focusing on limitations and lack and things like that. Those are things of the past. So let's go ahead and look into the next cards. These cards are, how does Spirit want us to take care of ourselves, okay, in 2022. So, wow. Positive affirmations. And you know what? This is so crazy because this just confirmed an idea that I got. I'm not going to talk about it until I actually show it to you guys, but I had another idea for something that I wanted to bring to this platform. So this is definitely a confirmation to go ahead and do that, okay? So I'll be working on that. Next, we have burning bowl ritual. Oh my gosh. This is so crazy because I just did a burning bowl ritual last night with my friends. And so, yeah. And then we also have hydrate, which is crazy because I knew that this card was going to come out. So positive affirmations, like I said, we want to release all these limiting thoughts, all these projections, all these things hiding in our subconscious mind that are preventing us from taking action and preventing us from being confident and courageous and believing in ourselves. Write these things down on a piece of paper, write them out in detail, write out where they came from and everything, and then burn that piece of paper, okay? Also, with this positive affirmations, I feel like these cards go together. So after you do your burning bowl ritual, then you want to write a list of positive affirmations and tape these to like your bathroom mirror, or put them on your phone screen, put them somewhere where you're going to see them every day, and every day that you see them, recite them to yourself. And also you might want to keep this same list of affirmations and speak them into your water. If you guys do not know, water does carry energy. It reacts to sound frequency. So when you speak positivity into a glass of water, it really does change the molecular structure of the water. This is a scientific fact. You can look it up yourselves if you guys are interested. It does change the structure of the water. And so when you consume this water, you're consuming all of the positive energy that you spoke into said water. Okay, so I definitely think that these are some things that we can do in 2022 to help ourselves to achieve our goals this year and to just live the life that we want to live. Because life isn't, when I say achieve goals, a goal is not always about like, oh, I want to make this much money or I want to start this business. A goal can be, I want to go the whole year without a fucking panic attack. I want to go the whole year without a depressive episode. Those are also goals. I want to go the whole year and, you know, actually spend time with my family this year and not go months without talking to them or months without seeing them. Like, those are also goals. So whatever your goals are, you know, that's what this reading is about. And these are things that are going to help us with that. So let's go ahead and look into our final message. Okay. And, you know, even blatantly, besides speaking into the water, just drink the water. Okay. Drink some water. I know I always need to drink some more water. So let's go ahead and look into what is our last message. What is our last message? What can we bring into, or what do we need to know in 2022? What do we need to bring and have in our spiritual toolbox in 2022? So this is the card that I'm feeling right here on top. So this is Kapha reversed. And then I also feel like I want to grab one more. This one. We have Kali. Okay. So let me just go ahead and read these to you all and to myself as well. This Oracle deck, I've had this deck for like 2 years now, and I still don't know all the card meanings off the top of my head. I think the fact that the card is in a different language, it's like I know the gist, but like I always just like to come in the book still. So, okay. Kapha in reverse. Has the earth energy left you feeling heavy? It's time to shake out your Kapha rut. You may have gotten too comfortable where you are, your home, your career, your relationships, your life goals. Try something out of the box. See bigger dreams for yourself. Let go of habits that are no longer serving you, such as emotional eating or looking back into the past. Replace refined carbs, sugar, and dairy with bitter vegetables, tart fruit, and rich spices. It's time to shed your old skin and reemerge as your highest self and fullest expression. I love this because, again, this is that message telling us to go after the things that we've always dreamt of, to go after the things that we really desire and not feel bad about it or not feel like it's not going to work out, okay? This is about getting out of your comfort zone, trying things that scare you, and like I said, being courageous, okay? Courage is not just something like, you know, oh, you have to have courage to, I don't know, fight somebody, you know? Courage is also you choosing to post your music and share it with the world. Courage is when you choose to tell someone that you have feelings for them. Courage is when you apologize to someone that you've wronged in the past. You know, courage is taking accountability for the fact that you've been procrastinating and deciding not to procrastinate anymore. Courage comes in a lot of different ways, okay? So also don't underestimate how courageous you can be. Don't underestimate how far courage can take you on your journey into those things that were currently out of your comfort zone, okay? And then last but not least, we have Kali, goddess of destruction, disillusion, and ecstasy. You draw upon Kali when you are in a time of radical rebirth. She is fierce, erratic, untamed, the part of you that you're afraid to give full control because you don't know where it will take you. She will destroy all disillusion and bring you face to face with your darkest shadows, not to cause anguish, but rather from a deep place of love. She demolishes the ego that creates the boundary between you and your highest self. She's the ecstasy experience in an orgasm, meditation, bold self-expression, or pushing a child out of the womb. Kali comes to you in a time of deep liberation, stepping into the truer form of you. Trust the process and allow yourself to release all limitations so you can become one with the bliss that you are. And with that being said, I think that was a beautiful reading. I'm so happy that I decided to do this reading. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this a big thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment down below. Matter of fact, everyone leave a comment. If you've made it this far in the video, if you finished the video, leave me a comment down below letting me know what goals will you be taking action on in 2022. What goals will you be taking action on in 2022? I'm going to leave mine down below as well so that I could get it started. And that's really it. I hope that you all took something positive from this message. If you enjoyed it, like I said, give me a comment, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow in my next video. I love you all. Peace.